Yes, no, boss. I agree. I love that washout feel. Exactly. Sometimes you need a little bit of graininess because too clear. I know our eyes. When something looks too real, it's not something you want to watch. You need something that doesn't look as real, but it is real. But beyond that, who cares? I got a couple short videos from Long Island Bigfoot. I got one from Connor from his TikTok channel. So this is kind of a mixture of both. The first two clips are shorts from the Bigfoot from Long Island Bigfoot, and then the third one I'll put on is from Bigfoot Anon's TikTok channel. And Long Island Bigfoot, the one that I'm showing that's on his channel is he's got one that was called Sasquatch Tribe. And then I made one video onto two because they're both less than a minute. So this, so just watch it for the research, the thing he's looking for. One day he will catch. One day I know he will catch the Bigfoot and Yeti like a clear shot. He will. But sometimes you got to put in your time, do your research to study the area. It will come. So this is a couple of Long Island's Bigfoot videos.
I came in here yesterday. Tell me if you guys see what I see. It was very promising yesterday too. Maybe I zoomed in too quick. There's a huge gorge between us. A lot of wood leading right up to these.
Felt like I saw multiple faces the first time he zoomed in.
Yeah.
And Mike has gotten clear footage. It's been on NV Bigfoot and a lot of stuff. The one that he was on live, and he pretty much was like speechless after that. But he was talking to his wife on the live. I've shared that video on NVTV. It has like 100,000 views too. But Mike definitely has some clear A1 footage too.
Yeah, and he's smart because if you got a good camera, hold on, now this camera sucks for YouTube because it shuts off after 30 minutes. But he's smart because even though you're filming, he's zooming in, and if you got like you said, Connor, earlier, if you got a good zoom in, that's the trick of a camera, guys, to have a good zoom. So when you zoom, it's try to stay as clear as it can when you zoom in closer. Now, this lens came free with the camera when we got it, which, like I said, it's a good camera, but sucks for YouTube because it shuts down after 30 minutes, so I can't use it as a cam. This is my wife got me this for my birthday like 5 years ago. Believe it or not 5 years, maybe 3 years ago. Actually, my birthday's in 2 weeks. Woo! 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. But the trick is having that good camera so when you zoom in, you might see something. Because if you think about it, guys, if you guys think I think too much, that's fine. You guys can think that. Bigfoot knows you're there, right? He can sense you. So he's going to be at a distance. So if you got a good camera where he's standing his distance and you're able to zoom in, that's where you might get your shot. Because, not everybody gets to be able to stand, 10 feet away from Bigfoot. It's going to be those long shots. So, camera phones are nice, but camera phones does not take a place of a real camera that has a good zoom. And you can see that whatever he's using here, when he's zooming, it stays pretty clear.
Mike honestly goes out with his phone most of the time. Like 90% of the time, he's with his good phone. And that's his whole point, is that we don't need all this crazy tech. You just need to connect with the forest and just be honest with yourself and just honest with nature, and things will reveal themselves. And I'm big on that. Tim T, Matt Williamson, and we all have a lot of activity in our own ways. And sometimes it's mild, sometimes it's a little bit of medium.
But he studies the surroundings. That's what I love, that I learn a lot from him. Surroundings. Is there evidence of something being there? Is there broken. We know animals break stuff, but, you know, he looks at, well, how thick is this broken branch? Is it something that, is this, you know, a bear, a deer? You know, he really studies it. And I love some of his videos where a tree might be bent a certain way, where he knows something was walking on it and bending on it. And then here's, this next one is Bigfoot's from his TikTok channel. Whoa, that one's big. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll go back to that one for a second. That one
was seen multiple times in Provo Canyon, Utah.
What's good about that one is, of course, one of the first thing people are always going to say, well, that's a man in a suit. I mean, I can't disprove that, but if that's a man in a suit, that's a big man. Yeah. I mean, because that's a wide. I mean, you can fatten things up to make you look wide, but sometimes you fatten things up, you know, you can tell when you put like stuff in. I'm just saying, if that's a man in a suit, that man deserves an Oscar nomination for looking the part.
There's multiple videos of that being.
Look at that right here. Yeah, exactly, Chris. Exactly. 5 feet wide. So these are kind of the footages I really like, because, you know, I think to myself, well, let's play skeptic. And you're supposed to. Well, that can't be a man in a suit, because that's a man in a suit. He's putting a lot of freaking effort. and if you're going to put that much effort, there's probably going to be more than one footage of him, because you want multiple footages if you're going to put in all that work. I'm just thinking, you know, I can't just see somebody taking an hour, put that on for one shot. It'd be like, you guys know the band Kiss, right? They say it takes about 5 hours to put on the whole makeup. I can't see them putting on a whole makeup for one picture and they're gone. You're putting on 5 hours of work. You're going to make sure there's multiple cameras, pictures. So that's what I'm saying.
But there was of this. There's multiple days of footage of this creature being seen in Provo Canyon, Utah. It's very cool. Very cool.
What is that? I mean, that's neat right there. That is neat.
That's a weird carcass. You know, that's all I could say. It looks like it's you know, some kind of biped, but it also might use all 4 legs. Honestly, that kind of looks like the werebear that me and my buddy Jake saw at my grandparents' farm when we were younger. It was like as big as my black lab, just dropped down on us. But ours definitely had spots on its hair. It didn't have a thick coat like that.
King Brink from Brink's Books, you interviewed him via phone not too long ago. He has found some full-on X and odd tree structure with his checklist out of Japan's old castle and surroundings. Yeah, he's got a lot of videos that came out, Suzanne. A lot of videos. And I was going to dissect some of those and condense them to show them. But he does a lot of 10, 20 minutes. So a lot of times for those kind of videos, I have to watch them and then put them together. And, you know, you only got a certain amount of hours a night. But I am going to be cutting some of his videos short because he does have some good footage. So let's go on.
That one's a close-up if you want to stop it, yeah.
No, for a second, you were like all blurry. I was like, man, look at Connor. His Matrix is getting him.
Whoa. Okay, here, we'll go one by one. This one was from a documentary that was somewhere overseas, and they capture a Sasquatch, supposedly. And I actually posted some of the audio or the actual video of it. And he's like banging on the bars, and there's a cameraman up close to him. But later in it, he starts like humming and singing. But if I had to say like my honest thing, I'd probably say it was not authentic. That one is really cool. It looks like a mama or like a young teen carrying the baby on its back. There's multiple angles, multiple pictures from this. Very, very cool.
And yeah, guys, you guys should be subscribing to Connor's TikTok. You can see all these right off the bat, you know. So you guys subscribe to his TikTok right away. And then that's a good one.
Then this one's pretty interesting. It's from like a trail cam or security camera, and it's a big black silhouette. It's kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see the silhouette right there. And he's supposedly holding a dog But also they say he might have like plaid on because people put it through different filters. So some people say it's fake. Some people say it's like a big booger or something that has stole something from people's houses. It's interesting.
Calm down. We saw that when we talked about
Bravo
that
Canyon, yeah. And then the bloated one, like Sean said. And
Those
then
are
I like this next one because it's like a trail cam. I don't know what it is, but it's one eyeball. But it's a picture of a picture, clearly. But you can't see it that well. But if you run it through different filters, there's an eyeball on the left side of it. So you see half the creature's face. And if you actually look close enough, you can see the details on the bottom of the picture. And I would love to see like all the trail cam footage and pictures that actually log the information. We should throw that all in a database, see what correlations there are. Maybe there's some kind of time window that they let their guard down. I doubt it, but there's things we can learn from information.
It is. I'm glad you explained that because I was thinking it was a back end of a white Yeti creature, like walking out, and they took a picture and they caught his behind.
Yeah, it's an eyeball, and it kind of looks like there's whiskers. So maybe it's Catman or Dogman.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Beaver creature.
I was thinking it was the butt, but I can see where it could be the face. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's an eyeball for sure.
It's great to have the source, kind of tell you what it's supposed to be. I like that. Now, this last Bigfoot is another museum that I found that is pretty cool, and I want you guys to watch this video. This is, like I said, this is not a Bigfoot finding, but this is people having museums, and we need to support these museums. So here's another one.
This Bigfoot. Now a North Georgia couple is growing its business, opening a new museum in Blue Ridge. It's dedicated to some of the world's great unsolved mysteries. Good day, Lettuce. Paul Milliken stopped by the Adventure Outpost for a spooky look inside.
So in 1903, this creature emerged from an old abandoned coal mine right outside town. And it descended upon Van Meter, Iowa for 5 consecutive nights. It would only come out at night. The bank manager actually shot the windows out of his bank on the 3rd night because he was terrified. It was making...
Real quick, guys, this is near Atlanta. So if you're curious, Blue Ridge, where's that at? That's actually near Atlanta. And Blue Ridge is pretty sacred for Bob because when Bob was in the Navy, he was on the ship called Blue Ridge. So little information there.
Some kind of horrible sound standing outside his windows.
It sounds like the plot of a 1950s monster movie, but the story of the Van Meter visitor is one many believe to be true.
So not only is it in the newspaper, it's in the town journals. These are bricks from what's left over of the old tile and the hardware store where it was first sighted on. We have a 3-toed print because the bank manager, Mr. Dunn, made 5 copies of the prints, and we have one of the 3-toed prints here. You can see how big it was.
These creepy curiosities are part of the collection at Expedition Bigfoot Adventure Outpost in Blue Ridge. It's a new museum and retail shop from the North Georgia couple behind Expedition Bigfoot, the Sasquatch Museum.
Well, wife and I come down to Blue Ridge for dinner. It's a great town to come down and have dinner. And we walked around and we could see all the families and children walking around, and they really looked like they needed something exciting to do. So we put our heads together and decided to put an outpost right here in Blue Ridge.
The outpost is smaller in size than the Bigfoot Museum, but the mysteries inside are giant. Displays here cover legendary creatures like the terrifying Dogman and the Loch Ness Monster. Owner David Becerra says the idea here is to reawaken that childhood sense of imagination.
I don't think this stuff actually gets them interested. I think they're already interested. And we have a natural fascination for the unknown. All this stuff does is remind them how interested they are in it.
If you're the kind of person who has to see something to believe it, the artifacts here might just do the trick.
Well, this is an original Georgia Bigfoot cast in September of just last year.
And if you're still a skeptic after visiting, the Becerras say that's okay too. Although there is a chance you've experienced a Bigfoot sighting and didn't even realize it. Now that is scary. In Blue Ridge, Paul Milliken, Good Day Atlanta.
Expedition Bigfoot's Adventure Outpost is located.
There you go. It's 1934 Highway 515 South. And They actually had a good video over the weekend. They were doing on Art Bell. It was pretty cool. Bob and I did a video about a year and a half ago, all on Art Bell ourselves. So if you want to learn more about Art Bell, find that video that we did on Art Bell. So Connor, have you ever been to that museum?
I've been to the Bigfoot one, but not the Adventure Outpost, and now I'm like kind of like boiling inside
because
I'm
cool,
like,
right? Because it's not just Bigfoot. They got like pictures of Loch Ness, and they got that weird like bird dinosaur type of stuff, and it looks like it's all cryptids. I mean, they have a lot of cryptids in that museum.
Yeah, that bird dinosaur thing, the Van Meter visitor, it's pretty much like Aerodactyl in new times, which Jeremiah from Bigfoot Society, he loves the Van Meter visitor. So if you ever want to get on his show or have him on your show and talk about it, he would be the number one guy to talk to for sure. But man, I have to look up that Adventure Outpost because I don't know if it's still open. I don't know if it just has been eluding me. Like, I don't know how I did not know there was like a little sister museum to, Expedition Bigfoot, but how cool. Well, now I have something to look forward to next time I go up to Tennessee.
Let's see, I'm going to type it in. Is the Bigfoot Blue Ridge still open? Let me see here. Yeah, it's still open. It's closes. It's open now, and it closes at 5 p.m. And they also have their own website. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the
one you looked up is just the Bigfoot Museum. Like, that's definitely open. I did a video on it, just a couple months ago. But yeah, there's the Expedition Bigfoot Adventure Outpost. That's what, we got to find if it's still open.
Adults, $8, $6 for children. So I'm saying, people, there's all these places all around us. And, if you live near those places, go support them, go check them out. Hear some stories, It's, those kind of places aren't going to make like gigantic money. So when you have people who have passion to put that up, I would love to interview those people because, you're putting your own money on the line and you need to make money to be able to stay in business, and it's so awesome. It's just freaking awesome. You guys need to support places like this because they're taking a lot of chance of their own money to be able to stay in business and provide for their family. It's not as easy as people think it is. And you got to find the right area, the right place. So if you guys get a chance, go check it out. Now, guys, it's time for... Alrighty, people. The first video I am going to show today is called Major College Coach on Aliens and Bigfoot. So this is actually both. So Washington State Cougars had a coach. He's not a coach there no more, but he's a crazy ass coach that believes in UFOs, and he does talk a little bit about Bigfoot. I thought it'd be kind of fun. This is a major college, Washington State Cougars, major college football team. And here them asking a coach about a Bigfoot and UFO. Hopefully you guys enjoy this like I do.
State coach Mike Leach, he answers one fan submitted question every single week. Monday's question, do you believe in Bigfoot? What about aliens?
I hope there's Bigfoot. I don't think there is. The reason I don't think there is because we found bones of dinosaurs and everything else, but we haven't found bones that I've heard of Bigfoot. Aliens,
Before we get to aliens, now that one thing they always say, we haven't found bones. I never like that because how often do you hear we find deer bones, bear bones, right? And how many findings that people have had that has been out there, but it gets smashed in the press is fake, being not real. So stuff like that has been found, but it gets kicked on. It gets smashed on. So I always hated that argument. I mean, when birds die all the time. I mean, you don't exactly see birds in the woods. I mean, animals eat each other. It's the circle of life. That's what happens. Bones, dinosaur bones were before the major forests, and they're deep in the ground. So they're big, they're huge, and they were around when there's so many different kind of animals, like in the forest and stuff that eats other animals through bones. So every time you hear shit like that, about why is there any bones? There probably is bones, but the truth is just not allowed to be let out. Now, that's what his thoughts on Bigfoot, which he's fine to his opinion. Everybody has the right to their opinion. But let's hear what he thinks about UFOs.
I suspect there is, and I don't know that they're little green men, and I don't know that they're specifically in our galaxy. Why wouldn't God build other Earths in other places? Why only this one? You know, and even if you're an evolution guy and lightning striking mud and, you know, popping in, I mean, and then, well, they say, well, the notion of God is far-fetched. Oh, really? Striking mud and then to life, you know, sparking out of there and then it going like that? Well, I mean, well, that's just such an obvious, easy path to follow.
I like that guy. I like that coach. I'd go through the wall for that.
Now, I liked what he did say. It's like, he brought religion into it. What, God only built Earth and that's it? That's the only thing out of this millions of galaxies out there? We're the only thing that has life on it and all that? You know, so, and listen, I appreciate a coach that did not dance around both questions, like trying to move on. Let's go to football questions. He actually answered his Bigfoot and UFO, and I appreciate that. Mike Lynch is always known as the coach that he will speak his mind. He'll tell you what he thinks, regardless what you think of football or not. But, you know, I don't agree with him about the bones, but he has the right for his beliefs on why he doesn't believe in it. But I do appreciate him not being afraid of speaking when you are a leader of men, they say, and you're talking about UFOs, you do believe in it, and, you know, and you got a whole team that you're coaching that you're not afraid. You're not trying to play the Mr. Perfect in life. So I appreciate about that. I know Connor likes sports like I do. I'm sure he appreciates that.
Heck yeah, I remember that clip. Mike Leach is awesome. He's a great coach. Definitely has that extra fire to get the kids very excited. And I would be behind that too. I don't agree with everything he said, but I agree that he has balls and cojones and didn't hide behind, oh yeah, let's go back to questions that are on the game on Saturday. So yeah, I love seeing it, and I love that you dig it up to bring it to everybody else. Because when paranormal and sports collide, it's honestly a little closer than people really think. Everything with curses, superstition, like that was a big part of my childhood, and paranormal was my sports career, and just that magic that comes in between it, like true magic.
Exactly. I knew Connor would like that one. This next one is a Vermont man claims to have proof of Bigfoot. So this is a Vermont man, like a lot of you or in the Bigfoot community probably already seen this. Now remember what I said before, just because you've seen it, it doesn't mean that the people in the UFO paranormal community has seen this video. So people, be open-minded if this is the first time you're hearing it or the first time you heard this 1,000 times. Here we go.
Welcome back. I'm Bridget Shanahan. A Rutland County man is getting international media attention for what he caught on camera. He insists it's proof that a legendary creature is in fact real, but of course he's got plenty of doubters. News Channel 5's Jack Thurston talked to him today.
As any hard-nosed reporter would, I had some tough questions prepared for Frank Sysensky.
Is Bigfoot a proper name for a Sasquatch?
That's what people just nicknamed it.
He's the self-described Sasquatch researcher who taught me that big feet is never the plural for the hulking, hairy beasts some believe to be roaming the woods.
It's known to be up to 8 foot tall, the same as the abominable snowman.
I have a lot to learn.
Yes.
So how did the Hubbardton, Vermont retiree become such an expert? Well, he insists he captured a Sasquatch on camera.
This is where the creature was crouching down in this position right here.
Sysensky remembers wanting to know who or what was taking all the apples from his tree in September 2010. His outdoor camera photographed a coyote, then this.
My God, what in the world is that?
And he got help answering that question this month when the network Animal Planet aired an episode of Finding Bigfoot on TV and online. Folks from all over contacted Sysensky with ideas.
And I just got a email and a call from Australia.
He believes this blurry figure is a long-haired female Sasquatch, about 400 pounds, with a baby in tow.
It's either protecting its young or picking it up, we don't know.
One biologist we reached with Vermont's Fish and Wildlife Department said he just was not interested in talking about this. He said even suggesting that this story is legit would be a waste of his time, and Sysensky is used to that kind of skepticism.
They're going to call you a nut.
Others have told him this is more likely an owl, but he's not budging, even buying a vanity plate.
I'm surprised the license plate wasn't already taken.
I know.
And decorating his lawn with Sasquatch statues.
This guy's in pretty good shape. He's got good pecs and abs.
But that's exactly what one would look like right there.
So until he gets a clearer view of the real thing, Frank Sysensky will keep battling the non-believers.
It can't be anything else but.
And searching for proof that Bigfoot is roaming the Northeast. In Hubbardton, Jack Thurston, News Channel 5.
Appreciate that guy. I like that guy. Believes what he believes in. You know, they talk about how skeptics are going to be skeptics, but you just do what your heart tells you.
1,000,000%. And yeah, I recognized him from Finding Bigfoot. So that was really cool to see like a news station kind of, you know, recovering the story. That is so dope though. And I remember those pictures. It was really crazy because they had weird patches on the back that it looked like maybe mange or they were just losing hair. But man, yeah, bobbing for apples. And we've heard it, you know, since 2010, how much they love apples. And of course, before then too, that's a very common bait technique. But yeah, what a cool little thing to be a part of. And I remember that buzzing like right when I graduated. So I've been neck deep in it since that report.
Now, Chad Smith podcast, he's going to North Carolina this weekend, and they're going to be hunting for Bigfoot. We all heard about Bigfoot sound, people, you know, yelling. I made a small video of the most annoying sound in the world that maybe you could take this video, Chad Smith, on your thing and play it loud to see if Bigfoot will talk back to you. So let me find it here. I got it right here. Here we go. Use this, Chad Smith. Use this.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Guys! Play that loud.
Hey, Hare, you want to hear the second most annoying sound in the world?
Sure.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. No, not that.
What the hell are you doing ringing our doorbell like that in the middle of the
night? Now, for me, play that loud because you never know. That 40-second clip, Chad, Bigfoot might talk back to you. Crank it.
The very beginning of the most annoying sound in the world, it honestly would work. If you play that loud enough in the forest, it would work. And I like that.
And then if that doesn't work, try the lady screaming. See if that does it. Maybe it'll recognize a female screaming. And then maybe all the kids are screaming, seeing Bigfoot on their car. That's just my gift to them to try to use on their Bigfoot hunt. So just think of me. You never know, Chad. That could be the key. That sound right there, considered the most annoying sound in the world, might be the annoying sound that gets you the Bigfoot. Or take that clip and continue that scream over and over and over again. Make that whole scream for a minute or something. Play it loud. You never know. Bigfoot might talk to you.
I like it. Eric, could you go to my Instagram real quick? Because we have some breaking news of my own. Yesterday, I actually casted a footprint of a skunk ape, of the 2-egg stump jumper. And it's said that it only has 3 toes, and this one had about 3 to 4 toes, and it was still wider than my boot. Pretty crazy.
This one right here?
No, it's on my profile.
That's your commercial. Oh, it's not. It's the one you sent to me.
No, it's on my profile.
I thought I just was on your profile, wasn't I? Wasn't I on your profile? Your profile.
That's my story. You got to click on my profile, though.
Oh. Hold on a second. If I go here, if I click...
No wonder you don't like any of my pictures. You don't even know I have a profile. Yeah, first one.
There you are.
This is my profile, Eric.
Well, on Instagram, this is your profile, right?
Yeah, it's weird on the computer. I know.
Is it a video?
But that first picture is the foot. No, it's the first picture to the left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we casted that footprint yesterday along the Japolo River, and it was really cool. And I put my little signature on the backside of it with the leaves. But man, yeah, I recorded some strange sounds, and then luckily had some plaster of Paris with me, and we casted that footprint, and there was some other ones too. So hopefully it doesn't rain, and I'm going to cast it either tonight or tomorrow morning.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
And Ryan said that 3 toes, definitely possible Gugway or maybe Dogman, or very similar to the Honey Island Swamp Monster. So yes, definitely head on a swivel. The 2-egg stump jumper is known to be a little bit more aggressive, just because he kind of lacks of the size of, say, Patty in the Bluff Creek Sasquatch.
See, guys, I'm not in that.
It was an awesome time. This right here should be another advertisement for Yeti bars. Smell good, look good, have this energy, and you out in the woods with some pretty girls, looking for Sasquatch, all these old chumps that are all bitter, no crap, you got to evolve.
I give this person credit. Okay, she's out investigating Bigfoot with you, right?
Yeah.
And you're wearing all white. In dirt and all that, that's tough because, when you research, you're going to get dirty. And she's wearing all white. I mean, man. And I'm sure if it's raining,
she's a trooper. A little dirt, a little blood ain't going to get in the way of Cassie. She's definitely leading the way. And we had a close encounter with a fat cottonmouth, a water moccasin, the most dangerous snake in America. And it was trying to intimidate us. It opened its mouth farther than 90 degrees. But it was amazing. It was definitely a good time. But again, plaster of Paris, guys, it's like $8 at Walmart. Always have it with you. I use creek water and old Taco Bell cups. And that's how you just got to do what you got to do.
And I do got to learn how to use Instagram better for going to people's profiles. I only thing I go to Instagram for is I post something and I go to my messages. I never go to profiles. I don't even know how to set it up properly. Maybe I should one day. I'll learn one day. It's all good. We're so real. I don't even know how to use everything.
And Eric, honestly, it's inspirational. A person of your age, you are such a good tech wizard with all of this, StreamYard, YouTube, DLive. Like, dude, you're doing great, like 1,000,000%. Same thing with like Squatching Cowboy, an old geezer like him actually editing videos. Like that's a beautiful thing to see. That's like me using like a rotisserie phone or however they call it.
My college degree.
Rotary phone, right? Are they call it?
Well, my college degree is actually in networking computers and business. So I know my stuff on computers, but I don't usually do a whole lot of social media. But I'm fucking barely learning to use all of TikTok, but I'm getting there. But guys, you don't want to hear that.